Hey guys, notice anything different? That's right, my face moves! Yay! Yeah, I probably should have done it sooner, but I figured out a good way and here we are. Anyway, I haven't figured out a good way to start these YouTube videos, but we're just gonna jump right into it. Because I'm trained to be professional. Our first submission was from Tanya on my Discord server. Link in the description. This is her OC Skyland Heart Fae. She is a fallen half-angel and she is 24/99 years old. I got a bit of description that says you can't see her face because it is shiny and it sparkles. If she did have a face, her eyes would be bright blue with long lashes and small round lips. She is also a bigger-bodied girl, is what she says. Also, another fact is that when she goes into the human world, her wings retract and she becomes a human. Brief backstory, she comes from a powerful family, her mother being a fallen angel and her father being a normal angel. Because of her status, she prefers to hid. I blame autocorrect. Her identity while training with other heavenly beings. The only thing is that her mother is missing and she has to go on a long journey to find her and fix the damage she's done. Okay, on to the actual design process. I start with overall body shape and I want to keep her described body type, but make her a bit taller and a bit muscular based on her power and her lifestyle. The thing I was only a little confused on was her sparkly face, only because she didn't say anything about it in her human form, so I turned that concept into a mask. If you notice, I made the mask into a sparkle shape, which you'll see me use throughout her whole design. I did this for the fact that she can hide her face/identity in her celestial form, but look like a normal human when she is, well, human. There were many things that I could do with her hair, but I wanted it to be elegant with a fun, unique detail so it wasn't too simple. So I decided to keep her bun, but I gave her gold accessories as well as these bubble braids in the front, with gold beads in between the bubbles, I guess. When working on the wings, I already knew I had a bunch of ideas for them. So for the original design, they were fairy-like and had lots of interesting colors. But to make it less busy, I took out a lot of the in-between colors and narrowed it down to an orangey yellow, a bright scarlet, a warm purple, and a darker, cooler purple. I also changed them to have more of a vague, bird-like shape. I put gold sparkle-shaped objects where the wing joints would be and made them look like they were on fire. With her clothes, I kinda winged it. Yeah, I know, it's probably the worst one you heard yet, but don't look at me like that. Hey, leave me alone. I took the same sharp sparkle shape that the mask had and made a dress out of it. I made it have loose straps that wrap around the back of her neck and come together in the front, held together with a sparkle brooch like a halter top. I also gave her secondary sleeves that come off her shoulders and stop at the mid-bicep. For the bottom of the dress, I gave it hip peekaboos and made the skirt go down to a point in the middle of both the front and the back. I gave her a belt accessory with small sparkle charms hanging from it, a solid gold choker, and I gave her pointed thigh-high boots and pointy gloves that stop at the mid-forearm. Mind you, I put gold trimming on everything. The loose straps, the top of the dress, the secondary sleeves, the hip peekaboos, the skirt, the gloves, and the boots. 'Cause you know why? I'ma let you in on a little secret. 'Cause nobody can stop me. Okay, on to her human design, which is me basically referencing off of her angel form and just making it really casual or even beach attire, 'cause, why not? So I kept the basic design for her loose halter top. I just changed a few things, like I turned it into a crop top with spaghetti straps that are tied at the back of her neck, and I made the secondary sleeves more flowy. At the bottom I put golden trim, making it gather at the bottom and fit it around her upper waist, but in the middle of it is that sparkle shape, resting on her lower sternum. I gave her basic denim shorts with a small sparkle-shaped button, a piece of see-through cloth that is the same color as her wings, with gold trim, is pointed halfway up like the same sparkle shape, and is tied around her waist. I also gave her gold sparkle-shaped earrings like in her celestial design, as well as some golden gladiator sandals.
They're called my sandals.
I definitely wanted some messy and long curtain bangs, some face framers, and either her hair down or in a casual ponytail. The one thing I wanted though is to add a detail referencing her original design, so I put one of her bubble braids in her ponytail and called it a day. For her face, I made her eyes sharper than I originally planned, made her have a smaller button nose, small brown lips, thick eyebrows with a slit in one of them because I think she might be in a training accident, and a long but rounder face. Okay, we're on the home stretch. On to colors. So like I said about the wings, I love all the colors in them. It's just there were so many that I narrowed it down to those 4, making it a tad simpler. I thought the skin tone was very unique in color. It just looked a little strange when I applied it to my design, so I added some more yellow to it to make it not clash with her yellow-themed clothing. I made her clothing a cream, off-white color with golden trimming, alluding to the Greek goddess vibe that I was going for, with both her celestial form and her crop top on her human form. For her hair, I kept the color of the original drawing for her human form, but made her angel form have off-white purple tinted hair to add mystery. And some last little details of her angel form was pure white eyes, unlike her normal bright blue, and her back tattoos representing her wings in her human form. Phew, that was a lot. Thank you for sticking around for this long. Anyway, just so you know, if you want me to redesign a OC of yours and make it into a video, then head over to my Discord server. Hope you like her, Tanya. On to the next one. Okay, second submission was from one of my voice actors, Kat the Neefle, on my Discord server as well. This is Catherine. Her age is unknown, except that she's from the 20th century and that she is a young female. She's an Emerald Warrior or a Phoenix Warrior. Her brief backstory is that her powers passed down from mother to daughter in order to take down evil and bring light and peace to the world. Her female warrior ancestors guide her to the path to become the strongest fearless warrior to take down the unknown dark entity that cursed 4 victims already. Catherine at a young age was trained to know how to do combat, weapon training, dodging, summoning her emerald armor, and how to unlock her state awakening. Her goal now is to help the 4 victims that were cursed while they are hunting her down due to her power and want her dead. Okay, on to the second design. I start by keeping her face, eye, and nose shape, but I made her eyebrows bushier. I also made her hair thicker, longer, and I wanted to make that swoopity swoop swoop thing, but like on her whole head, you know? This, in my opinion, made the hair feel more balanced. I made her body type thinner, taking away a lot of her curves, but I kept the muscle, which I add definition in the other one. Then I started on the armor. The 2 things that came to me is that I definitely wanted to incorporate the emerald in her armor a lot more. I also like the pointy shoulder plates of the original design, but I wanted to add to her figure by making them bigger and more dramatic. So I combined those 2 concepts and made big round floating shoulder plates with emerald structures growing out of them. Then I made up the rest of the armor. I used the same rounded shape that the shoulder plates had for the chest plate, wrist guards, the thigh plates, the knee guards, and the ankle guards. I also kept the theme of the emeralds growing on her armor by putting circular patches of it on her chest, wrists, thighs, and ankles. Underneath her armor, I gave her a simple bodysuit with a leotard-like top, a turtleneck with a slit in the middle, some simple boots, a belt with an emerald charm to match the armor, a thin off-center cape, and a shorter thin cape above it. I made 2 more versions of it, a simplified version with 1 cape, less dimension in the emerald crystals, no trim on the bodysuit, and less detailed belt. The second version will be her state awakening with glowing trim, glowing emerald patches, a glowing cape, glowing crystal eyes, and an added strip of green in her hair, you know, for good measure. Then a third version with her in her normal clothes before she summons her armor. I gave her a cropped quarter-sleeve jacket with circular patterns on the shoulders, alluding to her shoulder plates, a similar bodysuit that she wears under her armor, khaki Bermuda-like shorts, long socks, an emerald amulet that I suppose she would summon her armor from, and lastly her boots with the same circular pattern as her jacket, referring to the emerald patches on her ankles. Okay, and finally onto colors. Yay! I kept the same basic color palette, I just changed the hues a tad. The green color that the emerald had in the original design was too neutral and bright, and it reminded me more of grass than an emerald. Hee, sorry. So I looked up pictures of real emeralds and color swatched the reference images, because the green I was looking for was a lot cooler in hue. If you notice in the speed paint, I decided to experiment with a contrasting color like copper, but it contrasted a little too much, so I decided to scrap that idea later on. So I decided to go back to the green. I just took some of the more light yellowy neutral greens, made them the armor trim, the cape, and also the strip of green in her hair. Then I darkened them and made it into the color of her leotard. So for the actual armor, I just made it a darker bluish green against a more neutral green trim. Then I warmed up the colors of her skin and hair, and I also made her eyes a yellowish hazel as opposed to a chocolatey brown. And lastly, for her casual attire, I just took some colors from the actual armor designs and I put it in there with some accents of purple and also those khaki shorts. Anyway, here's Catherine. Hope you like your cat. Geez, I think that was my longest video yet. I barely survived. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next video. Be on the lookout for episode 4 of Bent Shadows. Have a good day and night. Bye!